Hey everyone, how you all doing? Welcome back to Food for Thought Tuesdays. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Today I'm doing it on my SUV. It is just so windy out there. It's going right through my bones. Today I want to talk about being independent versus codependency. It's okay to have the duality of both. It's the extreme parts of it that I'm talking about today. Listen to this list. Find out which one you are. Because sometimes we think we're the other person. Sometimes we really think we're independent, but we're really codependent. So yeah. At the end of the video, let me know. Let me know which one you are. Okay? I think I'm the independent one. Okay? But independent looks like you're self-motivated. You can accomplish things, your goals and stuff, without any interference. You can solve the majority of the problems on your own, just by you sitting back and thinking. Handling responsibilities without the oversee of somebody else. Managing emotions without help. Now this one kind of is a little tricky because on one part of it, that's the extreme part. You try to do everything on your own, handling the emotions and stuff. But sometimes you do need to talk to somebody, or cry on their shoulder. But for the majority of the part, the extreme part, you can handle it yourself. Dealing in social situations without reliance on somebody else. You can go places and be able to function mentally by yourself. You can enjoy your own company and solitude. It's a hard one for some. I love my company, and I always have. I'm a little bit of an introvert. But yeah, that's a big one. Can you sit with yourself and enjoy your own company and be okay? Not having to rely on other people's opinions and decisions. Do you need somebody's opinions all the time about whatever you're doing? Or do you need their final decision about something before you wrap it up? Can't accept or ask for any help because it makes you feel weak. You're supposed to have it all together. You're supposed to be the independent one, the strong one. You can't ask for help, right? I have a big problem with that too. You have trouble being open and vulnerable to people. Yeah, it kind of takes away your independency, huh? A little bit. If you tell people about yourself and, it sets the tone in another area somewhere. You can't compromise or make sacrifices. Now we're talking about, again, the extreme of independent. You can't compromise when you're that independent because you think you're right, and you're going to do it your way because you're that independent, and there is no sacrifices to be made. That's the reality of it. Taking on too much, because we can do it all. We can do it all by ourselves. We'll burn out at the end of it, but we can do it all ourselves. And that kind of goes along with keeping the boundaries up, to even as being independent. Because if you don't have no boundaries and you seem really independent and focused and can do everything yourself, you're going to find more people that will put stuff on you. Not meaningfully. They just say, wow, she's got it together. She can do this and that. So boundaries are also need to be set for that too. Okay. Now, the codependent part, there's 4 types. Let me know in the comment what type you are if you're codependent. Now, see, the duality of it, because you got to have both, right? So you're going to have both. It's just the extremes of it. Mine is the caretaker, rescuer of the codependency. Okay, that's one of the traits. Then you got the people pleaser. Got to make sure everybody's okay. Sorry. Then you got the controller. The opposite end of that. And the martyr. Okay, so I'm going to read you a list of things for codependency. And a lot of times, when you hear codependency, you think of drug use. And you're right. Most of the time it is. And it can be physical abuse because you're in a controlling partner relationship. Okay? But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just talking about the codependency. Okay? Need to be reassured constantly. No matter if it's like in the relationship or the work area. You need to be reassured that you're doing it right. You can't be by yourself for long. That solitude is very uncomfortable for you because it's very disturbing to listen to your own voice. Now you're talking to yourself. Maybe not out loud, but even thinking, you're communicating with yourself all the time when you're in solitude. Especially if you're not doing anything and you're just relaxing or you're in meditative state. If you're codependent, you don't want yourself telling you what to do or reassuring you. Very uncomfortable. I know that sounds really minute, very simple little thing, but it is a big thing when you're codependent, when you can't think for yourself, basically. Again, you cannot make any decisions without somebody's input. You have to make sure you get confirmation on what they want, need, before you move forward. You take responsibility for others. And it could be a workplace, but I think that's mainly the relationship part. Especially, you're the codependent, so the independent, the controller. You kind of pick up the slack from. You take the fault for what he did. And they do that without even knowing it. If the controller does something wrong or says something wrong, the codependent person will make it right with whoever. Okay? You gravitate towards people that need you. Because if you're codependent, you need somebody they need you. You need them, but they need you. You know what I'm saying? So you have the controller that needs you, but the independent person gravitates towards people also. Because you need that person to validate you all the time. You never get your way. And the reason why I say that is because if you're so worried about having people's opinions, having their decisions, their instructions on how to do something all the time, you're not getting it done your way. Having your input, your touch on it. You feel lost without constant contact. And that goes back again with solitude. You feel disconnected when you're in solitude by yourself. You can't go anywhere by yourself. I can't. Maybe that's a strong word. You don't like to go anywhere by yourself because it's uncomfortable. Because again, you have to fend for yourself. You have to think for yourself while you're out there. And when you're codependent, you're used to somebody else doing the thinking for you. Whether it's relationship or work again. Always needing help. The independent person doesn't want help at all. They feel weak if they ask for help. The codependent needs it all the time. They even with the smaller things, they would rather ask for help than try to figure it out themselves. When you're a codependent, you are always the one that is making compromises and sacrifices to be that people pleaser, that caretaker, it's very hard for you to do things on your own. The compromises, again, goes back to never getting your way. I know it sounds funny when I say that. But if you look at this last one, you're always making compromises and sacrifices. And how are you getting your way? When you're always the one doing that. But it is, you do have both of them. You do have both traits. It is just learning how to work between the two. you know, there's good in both of them. There's a positive traits in both of them. Okay? Let me know. Are you codependent, independent? And are you that caretaker, rescuer, people pleaser, controller, or martyr? Let me see how many people. I'm like I said, I'm both. I am way more independent, but I am the caretaker, rescuer. I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and I will see you on next Tuesday. Bye, everybody.